What's up, guys? Chris from SOFLETE here today to talk to you guys about the front squat. The front squat is something that shows up in every single program we offer. It is an excellent complementary, not replacement movement for the back squat. Great accessory work if you're working on Olympic lifting. If you can't front squat, you can't clean. If you can't clean, you can't clean and jerk. So today we're going to talk about the front squat, some finer points that might help you guys in your lifts, and some good overall instruction to help you guys throughout the week in your training. So to start, we're going to start from the ground up. The front squat, you're going to take a stance with your feet slightly outside of your hips. All right, you're going to activate the arches of your feet by taking that big toe and driving it hard into the ground. This is going to turn everything on with that posterior chain, all your glutes, etc. From there, the bar is going to come up into the front rack position. You're going to notice the bar is going to rest on the clavicle, not on the back. For a lot of you guys, if this is uncomfortable for you, pro tip, take your shoulders and shrug them up just slightly. What it'll do is it create a little bit of space in between the clavicle and the barbell. It'll help you breathe a little more, and it will help alleviate some of that pain from that hundreds of pounds of pressure that you have coming down on your chest. From there, you're going to take your elbows, you're going to move your elbows into a good position parallel with the deck being the floor, and then you're going to initiate your front squat. All right, the front squat is going to be initiated hopefully with the knees. Now, this is going to vary slightly from person to person depending on what you're more comfortable with, but the front squat is a quad-dominated squat. You're going to notice more quads engaged here than you will glutes as opposed to the back squat. So when we say the knees break first, we're initiating the movement by coming straight down. This will help keep the torso angle vertical, and it will help keep the bar in a better position. From here, you're going to sink all the way down. Again, at the bottom position, you still want your elbows up off the deck, parallel to the ground, especially up off the knees. All right, you want that bar up nice and high, and then you're going to drive up out of the bottom all the way back up to the top. That is the front squat. Now, there are two main faults with the front squat that we're going to go over that are probably the most common that we get questions at, and I'm going to give you guys two fixes that will help solve those problems for you. All right, guys, fault number one for the front squat is going to be a rounding of the thoracic spine. And what you're going to notice is you're going to notice this total collapse of the upper body, typically down here at the bottom. If you notice, this thoracic spine is rounded and is not extended, right? That extended thoracic spine will keep the torso upright. So the first fix that we're going to give you for these faults is how to fix your thoracic spine extension. So if you take your barbell, rest it on the ground, grab a foam roller or a dense round object that you're going to end up placing right into your mid-back. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to create the opposite of the rounding effect. You're going to cause that thoracic spine to extend around that rounded surface. This can be a static hold. You can rock gently back and forth. You can readjust that foam roller every couple of seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, to slowly work your way up the thoracic spine. That thoracic spine region, just as a reminder, is that middle spine above the lumbar. Again, needs to extend in order to keep your torso upright. So, second fix, or second fault that we're going to talk about is the total collapse of your elbows. If you notice, when we front squat, the elbows have to remain at least parallel to the deck. When you come up, it's almost like pretending someone is pulling you up from your elbows. If those elbows collapse, either because your thoracic spine is rounded or because your lats are tight, we're going to show you how to address that here. So if your lats are tight, meaning you're not able to do this and move your elbow at least parallel to the ground, take that same foam roller, and we're going to aggressively get into that lat muscle. So take that foam roller, put the foam roller on the ground, isolate the lat muscle by extending that arm all the way out, stretching that muscle out, and using your body weight to drive into that muscle. What that's going to do is going to loosen up some of that soft tissue, loosen up some of that junkiness, hopefully give you a little bit more range of motion in the front squat. Again, what we're looking for in the front squat is your elbows parallel to the ground throughout the entire movement. For more information, click the subscribe button below to follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at SOFLETEHQ, and we'll hit you with more information next week.